Look at these. What are these? What are those? What is this? These are beef cheeks. I'm gonna braise them with some onion, garlic, tomato paste, bay leaf, crushed tomatoes, chicken stock, and some red wine. Cut it in half. Smash, 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 smash. Season liberally with salt. Salt and pepper, both sides. All right, it's ready to go. Got the pan on high. Go in with enough oil to coat the bottom. You can tell the pan is hot, the pot is hot because the oil starts moving immediately. It starts smoking immediately. So, I'm gonna grab my, not my cheeks, but my beef cheeks, and go in. That's the noise you want to hear. Alright. Just about fits. That's kind of perfect. I'm going to leave these to sear for 2 or 3 minutes. I want some color because, you know, the Maillard reaction brings about a different set of flavors. That's what I want. I'm just going to not touch them for a few minutes. Alright, about 2 minutes later, let's see how that side's doing. Got some nice color. Gonna flip it and give the second side a couple of minutes. It's been another 2 minutes. I had to turn the vent on high because the smoke is coming around. Now I have all this fond in the pot. I'm gonna add some fresh oil. I'm gonna go in with my onion, garlic, and bay leaf. Give them a quick saute. The heat is off at this stage because the pan is very hot. You just want to soften these a little bit, get some color on them as well. So I'm going to season the onion and garlic with just a pinch of salt. You see that right there? That's all the flavor right there. All right, now I'm going to go in with a few. Well, let me make some space for the tomato paste first, in the middle. We're going to go in with a couple tablespoons of tomato paste, I would say. That much. More like 1 tablespoon, that's okay. I'm just going to leave it in the middle to toast a little bit. Now I'm just going to mix it in with everything else. It's okay if a little bit is stuck to the bottom, that's exactly what I want. Alright, so now, the beef cheeks go back in. Get a teaspoon so that you can pour about half a bottle of it in there. I want the alcohol to evaporate, so I'm turning the heat back on high. And I'm just trying to scrape off the bottom of the pan. Get all the brown bits reincorporated into my dish. You want to bring this back to the simmer and let the alcohol cook off. If you take a look at the bottom of the pan right now, it's clean. All the flavors have been reincorporated. All right, now this is back to simmer. I'm not worried about like cooking off all the alcohol per se, because again, it's going to spend 4 hours. So now I'm going to add 1 can of crushed tomatoes straight in there. Here I got about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of chicken stock. This is homemade. You could use store-bought if you're in a pinch, but homemade is always better. And let's see how the water level is doing. And this piece is like almost all submerged. And this guy is still a little stubborn. It's still peeking out a little bit. No worries about that. So I'm just gonna get some water. Okay, in that can of crushed tomatoes. We add it back in. Is that enough? Not quite. No worries. Still have this container here. Get some water in that. That's gonna go in once again. And this guy here is completely gone. It's completely submerged. For some reason, this guy here isn't. But I mean, it's okay. If it pokes up a little bit like that, it's fine. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the whole thing up to a boil, and I'm gonna turn the heat down, chuck a lid on, let it go for 4 hours. So this thing is now back to a rapid simmer. So I'm gonna chuck the lid on. I'm gonna leave it slightly ajar to allow the steam to escape, as you can see already here. And I'm gonna turn the heat down to medium-low. I wanna maintain a gentle simmer. So it's been 3.5 hours of cooking. I went out for a walk. So I actually lowered the heat all the way down because I didn't want any fire hazard. But this is going pretty well. It's a little bit slower than I expected. So now for the last half hour, I'm gonna remove the lid. I've turned the heat up a little bit to medium-low now, and I'm just gonna let it bubble away, let the braising liquid reduce, and it's gonna be great. Also, I have a pot of water ready here. I'm gonna make some pasta. So it's been 4 hours, and I'm gonna take the beef out, let it chill, literally. And these are very soft now. With this pot of braising liquid, I'm gonna reduce it. So I'm turning the heat all the way up to high. I'm gonna let it reduce. Meanwhile, I've started the water, cook the pasta, and then bring everything together. All right, I'm not gonna pretend that I didn't just eat the other one while I was waiting for the pasta to cook. So I already know what it tastes like, but spoiler alert, it's good. Grab some noodles, a piece of meat. You see how this piece of meat is glistening? That's why you need to spend 4 hours cooking it, and that's why that 4 hours is worth it. Because during the 4 hours, the connective tissue and all the other collagen-rich sort of components of the meat break down and become gelatin. And that's what gives this sort of sticky mouthfeel. You can't rush it. It's, you know, it's science. You can't rush science. Actually, I under-seasoned it a little bit, so it's gonna need some more salt. That's okay, it happens, you know? Now, it's not melt in your mouth type of tender. It still has some structural integrity. It still has a little bit of a bite. I like that. I prefer that to completely like mushy meat. Like there's kind of no point of eating it. And just look at the difference between this side, which is the inside of the meat, and this side. 4.5 hours of hard work, and it was gone in under 10 minutes. But I mean, you could double the portion. You could cook 4 pieces. It's gonna take the same time. And yeah, beef cheeks braised with red wine, crushed tomatoes, chicken stock. You just gotta put everything in and wait for 4 hours. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Go get some cheeks and handle them well. I'm out.